on a remote farmstead hidden deep in the forests of Bavaria, Germany, in the spring of 1922. An entire family was murdered in an act so strange and terrifying that it remains one of the most disturbing, unsolved crimes in European history. Welcome back to True Crime One Story channel. Hinterkaifeck was the name of a small, isolated farm located about 70 kilometers north of Munich. It was home to the Gruber family, Andreas Gruber, 63, Julia Gruber, 72, their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel, 35, her two children, Julia, 7, and Joseph, 2, and their maid, Maria Baumgartner, 44. 6 months before the murders, the family's maid had quit, claiming the house was haunted. She told friends she often heard footsteps in the attic and felt she was being watched. Andreas Gruber, a stern and abusive patriarch, dismissed the maid's fears but later admitted to neighbors that he too had heard footsteps and found mysterious newspapers and tracks in the snow leading toward the house, but never away. Worse, the house key went missing. Then, on March 31st, 1922, something or someone descended upon the Gruber farm. Days later, neighbors reported the family missing. The mailman noticed untouched letters piling up. A mechanic came by and saw smoke from the chimney, but no one answered the door. Finally, on April 4th, a group of villagers went to investigate. Inside the barn, they found 4 mutilated bodies: Andreas, Julia SR, Victoria, and little Julia JR, stacked atop each other and partially buried in hay. All had been killed with a pickaxe-like tool. The 7-year-old's skull was crushed, and horrifyingly, her fingers were torn from her hands, suggesting she was still alive and trying to dig herself out from the pile. Inside the house, they found Joseph and the maid Maria also murdered in their beds. The most disturbing part: the killer or killers had stayed in the house for days after the murders. The cattle had been fed, food was eaten from the kitchen, and the chimney had smoke. Someone was living comfortably in the murder house, but despite intense investigation, no one was ever arrested. Lawrence Littenbauer, a neighbor and Victoria's rumored lover, discovered the bodies. He had a key to the house and showed suspicious behavior, even disturbing the scene. Some believed he murdered the family over paternity of Joseph, a vagrant or soldier. Some believed a stranger had